Within the disaster-affected prefectures themselves, we now have a total of 189 registered Australians. We're now working our way particularly, methodically, through those names and the locations in which they were at the time of the earthquake and tsunami. I just spoke to the ambassador in Tokyo a little while ago. Overnight we've had some 7 Australians from one of the disaster-affected prefectures call into the embassy to confirm that they're okay. This will take time, and I know this is a period of great anxiety and concern for Australian families and for their loved ones as we work through this as best we can, given the constraints in the disaster-affected area.
As you say, there's no doubt a lot of anxiety for those Australians trying to get home. Will the government be arranging emergency flights to bring those Australians who want to come home from Japan?
So far our advice is that the commercial operations out of Narita Airport are working. Last night, overnight, we had all 5 scheduled commercial flights to Australia leave Narita and come back to Australia. We dispatched yesterday a consular team from the embassy in Tokyo out to Narita. That's about normally a 45-minute journey. It took the team about 7 hours to get out there. They slept there overnight in the terminal to assist Australians onto these flights. If the situation changes in terms of the adequacy of flights out of Japan into the days ahead, of course the government will review its position on that.
After what's happened in Queensland recently, in New Zealand, obviously these Australian emergency assistance crews are being stretched. Just how are they dealing, not just the consular assistance, but obviously the emergency teams as well, how are they dealing with this latest disaster?
Well, in terms of the search and rescue teams, these are highly professional individuals. They are trained for these events. You're absolutely right to say that they have been pushed to the limit in recent months because of Queensland, Christchurch and now, of course, Japan. But they are highly dedicated, and we have insisted on supporting them with embedded Japanese language speakers so that when they hit the ground in Tokyo, and when they're in the field, they're able to communicate with their Japanese counterparts. I spoke with the Japanese Foreign Minister about this last night. He said that language skills on the ground are also doubly important in making sure that there is effective communication at a ground level. He, of course, the Japanese Foreign Minister, was recently in Christchurch with their own search and rescue team searching through ruins there to identify missing Japanese.